with another man. I was thrown into confusion. All the world I thought was true was nothing but illusion. So now I'm a liar, I'm a loser, I'm a bastard and abuser, and I'm wondering how much lower can I go? I've been beaten, I've been bloodied, I've been broken and betrayed. Wondering how much lower can I go? Even though I know it's wrong, I wish my pain upon the world. I curse the lives of lucky men. Into this hell I hope they're hurled. I was once a good man. Now I'm living in this hell. 'Cause I'm a liar, I'm a boozer, I'm a bastard and abuser, and I'm wondering how much lower can I go? I've been beaten, I've been bloodied, I've been broken and betrayed, and I'm wondering how much lower can I go? So I'm wondering how much lower can I go?
Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror on the wall say I'm getting stronger. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror on the wall say I'm getting stronger. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. If you want the truth, don't close your eyes. We got our back against the wall, we gotta fight back. I need a theme song, this the right track. I ain't got no cape or no superpowers, just confidence and self-esteem, the world is ours. I believed in me when nobody didn't. This ain't no freestyle, just some facts that's written. Come on, let's hear it for the boy. He bringing pain at the same time, joy. I bob and weave through the crowd, so untouchable. Yeah. At first they hate, then they loving you. Suckers. It's a crazy cycle, but I'm going through it. I wish I was lying, that's why I show and prove it. I'm destined to be one of the best to do it. I ain't saying I'm the GOAT, but I'm closer to it. I should get a statue in the front yard. Man, I'm shooting up my stats like a shooting guard. Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror on the wall say I'm getting stronger. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror on the wall say I'm getting stronger. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. If you want the truth, don't close your eyes. I'll give it to you in 3D or even play by play. I'm your guest announcer, are you here today? Yo, let me get a show of hands if you rockin' with me. Ain't no stopping us now, we bout to bounce quickly. I'm about to start a movement, put your fist up. Everything all black from the wrist up, yeah. Leather gloves, no prints, what? We about to dip, deep cut, yeah. Now bring it back like a boomerang. Who that man, do that thing, coming through like Buddha Bang. Setting booby traps for girls and goofy cats. Hog tied and handcuffed through in the back. Zip locked and sealed up and tossed away. I don't know about your future, but it's bad today. I'm a prophet and a guru and the rap police. You in the belly of the beats, masterpiece. Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror on the wall say I'm getting stronger. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror on the wall say I'm getting stronger. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. If you want the truth, don't close your eyes.
What a weekend, man. What a freaking weekend. Look at this hair, man. Happy weekend, guys. Guys, I decided to start a new band. New band. I decided to, I think I'm going to be taking a break from crypto, and I'm starting a band. Ben Bostic, the guy who sings How Much Lower Can We Go, he hit me up, and he asked me, Jordan, I really love the way you talk, man. Can you come join my band? So I'm going to be the hype man in his band, so that's what I'm going to do. I can't take this shit anymore. Volatility's too low. I'm done with this shit. Anyways, guys, what's going on? What's going on? Happy Sunday, guys. What a boring weekend. They just seem to be getting more boring as we get through these months and weeks through 2023, man. What's going on? Cole Crypto, Satoshi, Lieutenant Dan Dangle, Hookset, Mike. What's going on, bro? Dynasty, Wes. What's going on, bro? We said we are here. We are here, and we ain't going anywhere, man. Anyways, let's talk about some stuff today, guys. So Bitcoin's volatility is at the lowest. Oh, it's approaching the lowest it has ever been in the history of Bitcoin. if you are bored and you feel like this isn't a normal thing, this ain't a normal thing. Like, this is really, really low, boring, low volatility, nothing going on, mind-numbing, making you go insane price action. It is honestly quite the phenomenon that we're seeing right now, fellas. But we'll talk about that a little bit today. Psycho Pearl set double top. There's my favorite bear, man. Well, what would be a stream without my favorite bear in the chat, by the way? Here he is.
Jordan, let's just talk about that double top, all right? Not only is there no volume on Bitcoin, but there's also a double top. And there's only one thing I like a double top. I like double top when I'm getting it from, two heads. Other than that, screw the double top. There's no volume on Bitcoin. We're going lower. Get over it.
All right, we'll talk about a little bit about that today. But shout out to Psycho Pro, man. Hope he's doing good. Hope everyone's doing good, man. Hope you guys, I don't know, maybe touched a little bit of grass this weekend. Maybe, got laid this weekend. That'd be nice. If we got laid this weekend, that'd be nice. I didn't get laid. Well, it is what it is. I watched, by the way, we watched, what did we watch? We watched The Truman Show, by the way. We watched The Truman Show last night. That was a good freaking movie, man. The Truman Show, I gotta give an 8 out of 10. That was a fantastic movie. Maj didn't think it was as good as I did. I actually gave it a 9 out of 10 yesterday. I thought The Truman Show was a fantastic movie. Very different plot, I would say, but it was a really good movie, man. Jim Carrey did a great job in that movie, dude. Wayne said, I finished installing my stove. Nice, Wayne. This is the type of times you want to be doing shit. You know what I mean? Like, get shit done during these boring ass times. It'd be a time you're gonna be staring at the chart 24/7, and you're not gonna want to do anything else. You know what I'm saying? Good film. It was good. DJ Taylor made. It was good, bro. Let's see. Brian said, imagine the Truman Show 20 years ago, dude. The Truman Show 20 years ago. I think you would even be better movie nowadays. Anyways. I saw Truman Show at the drive-in 25 years ago. It was good, Hookset, I gotta say. Jordan reached the part in the relationship where they're just watching old movies. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, Mike? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. Like I said, I hope everyone got laid this morning. I hope someone out there got double top this beautiful weekend. I hope you guys ate some cheeseburgers. I hope you guys went to the gym, killed it there. I don't know. Hope you guys did some cool stuff. Anyways, let's talk about what we're talking about today for Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin, I think we all know what's boring. There's not much else to really say about it. We're just kind of slow bleeding down, right? It's a slow bleed of lower highs and lower lows continuously here on the daily chart. It seems like the price doesn't move at all. All right, this weekend, I think we were in like $100 range from Friday night to just about like an hour ago. It was brutal. But we are approaching this trend line, okay? So we have talked about this hopium trend line, as we would call it, right? The hopium trend line, where we've gotten one bounce, two bounces, 3 bounces. Now, typically at this hopium trend line, there tends to be some fear event, right? So here it was after FTX, there was the digital currency group, it was over, right? It seemed like it was over right there. Obviously, we got a bounce. This time, right, we came to this trend line again. What was it at this time? Well, at this point, it was USDC depegging, banking crisis, and we ended up getting another bounce off that trend line. We came down again. What was it this time? This time it was SEC attacking altcoins. It was Coinbase and Binance getting sued by the SEC. And then ended up marking a low off that trend line. And we got a bounce. So I think this will be an interesting week, as we are now at that point where if we just go sideways or down this week, we are going to hit the trend line this week unless we move up. Okay, unless we move up, we're going to hit the damn trend line. You can't say anything else. Like, we're going to hit the damn trend line. You know what I mean? So we'll see if we get some type of news this week, as we typically tend to get some type of bad news at this trend line, and it ends up marking some type of low. I don't know. We'll see. Doesn't have to be bad news. We also have CPI on Thursday, which is projected 3.3%. I don't think it's going to be 3.3%. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But we're approaching the hopium trend line, man. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's see. The opium trend line, but we shouldn't go there. Yeah, we shouldn't go there, man. I'm already shadow banned. You know what I mean? Like, I'm already shadow banned for talking about a bunch of weird shit. And I'm saying, like, we are shadow banned to death. Crypto Shock, you said spent the day in the lake. You catch Boiler Room yet? I didn't watch Boiler Room, bro. I can't get Maj to watch Boiler Room. You know what, Crypto Shock? I'm gonna have to watch it tonight by myself, because I can't get the other one over here to watch Boiler Room, dude. It's ridiculous at this point. It's ridiculous. Maybe I'll watch Horse Guy. Yo, Horse Guy, you want to watch Boiler Room, bro? You want to watch Boiler Room? With this Boiler Room, it sounds bearish, and I am bullish right now. We are approaching hopium trend line. Boiler Room sounds bearish. I don't want to watch that, Jordan. I want to be confident. I want to watch George tonight. George will give you the hopium that I need. I cannot watch Boiler Room with you, okay? I must watch George. George said we are moving up soon, so I need to watch him. All right, so Horse Guy doesn't even want to watch it with me. He needs some freaking he needs some hopium, bro. He needs some damn hopium. But we are approaching that level. We are approaching the bull market support band, so we'll see what happens when we get there. Now, the bigger picture, right? This is what I want to talk about today. As you guys can see it, right? It's not just with the price action, with sentiment. It's just brutal. This is the historical Bitcoin volatility, right? We looked at this back when we were at the lows in November. And that's when kind of one of the standpoints where we said Bitcoin's volatility is super low. Historically, we get a move at this point. If you look at this on the 2-week chart, we are approaching, right, you guys can see here, we are approaching volatility levels that we've only seen 2 times in Bitcoin's history, okay? Now, we're going to look at this on the 2-week and on the weekly. But on the 2-week, you guys can see we're approaching this orange line, which is about 40%, or yeah, about 35% volatility, right? There's only 2 other times we approach this level. Okay, and what this basically means is the chart, basically there's no volatility on the candles, bro. With small little candles, you're going sideways. The other 2 times we did that was back in December 2016, which was right here, right, as we approached this trend line. We more so approached it back in like October 2016, this orange line down here. But we were right here, where we were already off the lows and we were moving up. Very similar to what we're doing now, is where we're already off the lows and we're moving to the upside, right? We also did it back here one time, back in 2012. That which was, we're already off the lows, we were in an uptrend, and we actually hit this right here in December 2012 before getting a bigger move up to. So I guess the first thing I want to look at is the 2 times that we've been this low on the 2-week, we have gotten future moves to the upside. Doesn't mean we have to move up, but what this tells me is, this, you know, we kind of keep saying this could take another couple weeks to a couple months, but whatever this next move is going to be, it ain't going to be no small move. So you want to be positioned in whatever way you want to be positioned, because this next move is not going to be small, whether you're a bear or you're a bull. If you're a bear, you probably want to be in cash. If you're in bull, you probably want to be in assets. It depends on what you want to be in and what you are. What animal are you? Are you a bear or are you a bull? Let me know in the chat. Let me know, guys. Are you a bear or a bull? Or are you a crab? You could be a crab too. Crabs are cool. I like crabs. Crabs are always are pretty good. Yo, Plane! Shout out to you, bro. What's going on, Plane? Let's see. You guys are saying in the chat. QM, what's going on, man? Boiler Room? I don't know, man. I can't get Maj to watch Boiler Room, bro. I can't do it, man. Anyways, besides that, I want to look at the weekly chart too. So we can see that Bitcoin's volatility is super low, right? There's no interest in the space. Price is moving sideways. Altcoins slow bleeding down, which is cool. I'll take cheaper prices on altcoins, bro. You know what I mean? And that's it, right? I mean, there's really not much going on. The weekly, let's bring up the weekly real quick. I actually want to look at the weekly Bollinger Bands. Look at the weekly Bollinger Bands, man. And I think that the biggest thing we can take from this is, okay, if you're a bear, whatever. If you're a bull, okay, whatever. But you can see how tight the weekly Bollinger Bands as well. Like the weekly Bollinger Bands, it just perfectly encapsulates how boring Bitcoin has been since about, I mean, it's been pretty, I mean, to be honest, it's been pretty boring since January. You know what I mean? Like we've had 1-2 weeks of like big volatility, but really the last 8 months have been boring as shit. Like look at the price action, right? We came up beginning of January, we went sideways for like 2 months, 1 week of pump, sideways for another 3 months, 1 week of pump, sideways for another 2 months. We really haven't gotten any volatility in the last 8 months. It's been pretty lackluster, and you can see that the weekly is getting super tight. This is actually the tightest that the weekly Bollinger Bands have ever been as well. So take this for what you will. I mean, it really interesting, man. It's interesting. I think it's super interesting. And it'll be interesting. Now, the one thing I want to know, look at this. Okay, so when's the last time the weekly Bollinger Bands have been super tight? Well, right here back in 2020, we kind of were doing the same thing, right? You see the middle of the Bollinger Band? That's basically the 20 moving average. We were holding it as support, and now we're right at that as well, right? So we are right at that middle Bollinger Band right there as support. We also were doing that back in 2020, right? So we were above it. Bollinger Bands were getting tight. We were holding it, right? Before we eventually got to move to the upside. The other time that was bad, it was bad. It was tight, but it was bad. We moved down. We got shalocked back down in 2018. But the difference was, I think back then was, see the difference? We were tight, but what was the difference? We were below that middle Bollinger Band, right? See, 1, 2, 3, we're getting rejected from the top, right? So this time we were getting rejected, and we got dumped. But you can see that times where we get moves up, we're holding it as support. So hold support, move up. Hold support. Here we are again, right there. You know, there we are. I think we did this back here too. Yeah, back here too, right? Hold a support, we moved up. Hold a support, tight, moved up. So you can see at the time that we dumped, we were below that middle the middle part of the Bollinger Band. So I guess my point with this too is, I know shit's boring, and listen, that's kind of how it is. But if you notice that every time before Bitcoin has a move up, there's a boring time period where it's just super boring and there's nothing to talk about. And that's where we're at right now. It's super boring. There's nothing to talk about. It is what it is. You kind of have to find shit to talk about. And, you know, the last couple streams, I'm not the type of guy who's going to find something to talk about. If I think if it's something that's important, I'll talk about it. If not, I'm not going to make shit up. You know what I mean? Like, I think this is important. I think this shows that the next move is going to be a explosive move, kind of similar to November, where we had explosive move to the upside. So I still remain with the fact that we're going to hold here. and we're going to get a push higher. So my thing is, as I look at around the market, and I continue to do my due diligence, if that's the way I think about Bitcoin, retesting the bull market support band for Bitcoin are buys for me, and altcoins, the lower altcoins get here, I will be happier, man. Give me some dips on the altcoin market, the ones that I already bought. Give me dips back down. I will add to those shits. I'm actually kind of wanting it to go a little bit lower, to be honest. I'm being a little bit greedy with the altcoin market here, right? Because I do believe we're in this spring phase, but this spring phase can pull all the way back in here. I'm being a little bit greedy. I'll take a little bit cheaper prices on the altcoin market over the course of the next 4 months. Hell yeah. But yeah, I mean, this time period right here is where I'm looking to accumulate altcoins, is in this time period right here. And that's really it, right? That's all I can really say. Other than that, we could talk about movies and aliens and UFOs and how I microwaved ribs, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I like to microwave meat, man. What can I say? Oh, Mike asked if he should microwave his pork chops. Mike's making pork chops today. And I told Mike this. If you're not in a hurry, Mike, if you're not in a hurry, okay, there is nothing wrong with microwaving the pork chops.
Strap up, we're going to the moon.
There's something wrong if you're not in a hurry. Don't microwave the pork chop if you're in a hurry. If you're not if you are in a hurry and you really want to eat that pork chop, like say you have to go to work, or maybe you had a whole boxed wine and you're just drunk and you just want that food but you want it hot quick, microwave that shit, bro. Microwave that shit, throw it in your mouth, and let it be, okay? You're not even going to think about you microwaved it. You're just going to think about the great flavor in your mouth. You know what I mean? Now, if you're not in a hurry, don't microwave that shit. It's embarrassing, okay? But if you're a box wine deep, if you're 10 millers deep, if you're, how should I say this? If you're running late to work, throw that shit in the microwave and don't think about it twice, all right? That's all I'll say. I know you guys will look at me and say, bruh. But yeah, microwave pork chops, man. Just do it. You seem like ketchup on a steak guy. Ketchup on a steak? I would do it. Here's the thing, Yeldart, I would do it. I wouldn't hate on anyone putting ketchup on a steak. Now, have I ever done that? No. I prefer steak, just steak, put some salt on that bad boy, boom, we're good to go. But if I really had to put ketchup on a steak, I'd do it. I'd totally do it. I'm not picky. When it comes to food, I'm the least picky guy, man. Like, I'll eat any food besides seafood, especially shrimp. F shrimps. Shrimps blow. You know what I mean? But when it comes to any type of food, I'll eat it, man. Really, when it comes to anything, I'm like the least picky guy in the world. I'm just not picky, man. Picky people are like, why are you so picky, man? Just live. Do you think cavemen were picky back in the day? If all a caveman found was a cockroach to eat during the day, he's eating the damn cockroach. Just eat it, man. Hey, it doesn't matter how many you give it to me, bro. A1, yeah, I put A1 on a judge. A1's good too. A1 is fantastic, by the way. A1 is so good when it comes to sauce. But yeah, Hunt's ketchup too. Yeah, you Brian. You know I get the Hunts, man. No, I get. No, I either get Hunt's or Heinz, depending on which one's on sale. Hunt's or Heinz. If Heinz is on sale, let me tell you, man. I went to the store the other day. Can we talk about this?
Strap up, we're going to the moon.
Inflation's been doing pretty good. But I went to the store the other day to grab some ketchup. Why is ketchup so expensive? I went to the store to get some ketchup. You know, regular size Heinz, not the big one. You know, just the medium size Heinz, not the small one, but medium. Dude, do you know what the price of that freaking medium size Heinz bottle was? That shit, they're charging $9.99, $10 for the medium carton of Heinz ketchup. What is this shit? Clearly, the ketchup industry hasn't had a nice little decline. But dude, like what the frick is this shit, man? Oh, ridiculous. Ketchup is sticky. It is, man. I'll tell you what, inflation ain't sticky, but ketchup is sticky. Oh, by the way, I guess I should look at the short-term price action real quick. So short-term price action for Bitcoin, I know people love their patterns. So maybe we got a little bit of a diamond pattern forming here on Bitcoin, by the way, which has a close date by Friday. Interesting. No, shoot, by Saturday. Has a. I mean, this line can go wherever. The thing about like diamond patterns is like you can like finesse this and like make it come out here. Like it is what it is. But we got maybe a little potential diamond pattern forming here, as the rule of the diamond pattern is the big pump or dump right in the middle, and we do actually have something like that forming if we can hold the line in the beginning of the week and get a push up to the top. We might have got something like this forming, which typically is a reversal pattern. Now, what's funny about this, which I would be surprised if this breaks to the downside. I'll tell you why. What's funny about this is we know that this ends, okay, say if this ends around Saturday, we know we got this trend line coming up. So if we went sideways all week, this trend line is showing like a hit exactly on the trend line by Saturday. I just think it's kind of funny how that plays out. If this is going to be like anything else we've seen, I feel like this week we're going to get some type of either bad news or good news. I don't know. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling some type of bad news or good news this week. And what I mean by that is some type of bad news that scares everyone. Like how everyone got scared right here. Everyone got scared right here. And everyone was scared down here, right? I feel like there's going to be some type of good or bad news this week. I don't know what day. I don't know what it is. But as we approach this trend line, it just makes so much sense. That something happens this week that like either dumps us down to this 0.5 retracement, or something good happens at this trend line. I don't know. But something tells me we're going to get some type of news this week. It just makes so much sense. Especially with this ending too. But we'll see, right? We'll see. I'm kind of hoping for some bad news. And I know I'm being kind of greedy. You guys are like, Jordan, bad news. I'm kind of hoping for some bad news. I want like I want a scare candle, man. I want a scare candle so bad. Just give me like one big scare candle, man. I would love that shit. You know what I mean? Like, give me a nice scare candle right into that bull market support band. Oh, man. But we'll see. We'll see. Where we get that big volume sell. We get the crypto fear and greed index finally coming over out of neutral. We've been stuck in neutral for like 2 months, man. Maybe we get some fear on fear and greed in here. That would just be beautiful, man. We see people squirming like, oh my God, it's over. It's over. We see people squirming like crazy. Those are always the best times, man. And we kind of go from there, but who knows? But I would not be surprised if something happened this week. I would not be surprised whatsoever, just from the fact that we are approaching this level here. But yeah, that's what we got on that, guys. That's what we got on that. Stock market futures are up after hours. NASDAQ is up 0.26%. S&P is up 0.18%. So we'll see what those open up this week. We're going to want to see a bounce from stocks, right? So the NASDAQ has gotten a decent retracement here. Nothing crazy. I mean, we've seen, actually, it's not bad. Actually, about a 4.4% correction. It's one of the bigger corrections that we've seen, I think, since like February of this year on the NASDAQ. S&P's gotten a pretty good correction too. Nothing crazy, but, you know, respectable, 3%. It's like the biggest correction we've also had since like February. So we're going to want to see the S&P and the NASDAQ bounce. Why? Because we know Bitcoin hits all-time highs. Oh, Bitcoin typically goes up after its boring period when the S&P gets to all-time highs. So we're going to want to see the S&P bounce too, which we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it is at its previous highs. See if it can get a little bounce. And if you zoom in, you always have the 200 EMA on here. You are at the 400, 200, the 4-hour 200 EMA with a little bit of bullish divergence on the S&P, right? Lower lows, higher lows at the 200, where we've seen that before right here, where we had lower lows, higher lows, and that actually bounced us up. Very similar to NASDAQ. NASDAQ, lower lows, higher lows, right at the 200 EMA. Wouldn't be surprised if we get a little bounce up this week. So we're going to want to see that for sure. But besides that, dollar's pushing up still, so we need the dollar to go down too. Like, that's the thing. We got so much shit to talk about here. There's like not a lot to talk about, but like there is. It's weird, man. But yeah, that's what we got, guys. That's what we got. In the meantime, we wait and see. But if there's ever going to be a week where like something happens, it wouldn't surprise me if this was this week, just because like this level has like marked, like it's almost like they have planned FUD into this trend line, bro. But we'll see. We'll see. That's actually how I order that. Oh man, Judge just said I've been begging for a scare candle for 3 weeks. Judge, you have, man. I've seen you in the chat. Judge is like, come on, man, just give me a scare candle. And it's not so much like I want price to go lower. I don't care if price goes up or down at this point, man. I got my spot bags packed. I'm ready to go, at least for Bitcoin. Altcoins, I'm going to continue to stack over the next 6 months, like at the lows. I guess the more I would want a scare candle is just because I want to see people panic. I like seeing the panic. I like seeing the fear and greed index go into fear. That usually marks lows, especially on this uptrend that's marked lows. And usually those big, what I mean by big is like a red candle that kind of has a big wick up. So like if we saw something like rank, but we saw a good volume on that, something like that. Not like, what I mean by big is not a dump to 26K or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, just give me like a candle that like kind of just takes everyone's stops out and gets everyone panicky, man. Those are always the best. Whale Talk said we're going to 31K tomorrow. Whale Talk, I'll be down, bro, but we'll see. We'll see. If I had to guess, it's either we're going to get a dump early in the week to get us down to this trend line, or we're going to end up going sideways the whole week until we hit this level here. That's my guess. That's my ultimate guess. I think some way, somehow, right? So if you believe we're going higher, which I believe we're going higher, I think we're going to hold this bull market support band here. If you believe we're going higher, even though I believe we're going higher, I still think we have to hit this trend line in some way, right? So whether that's a dump down quick and then a bounce, or we just freaking do this, right? Or we just do this and bore everyone out for another week, which would be horrible. You know what I mean? Imagine another week of this shit, and then we sort of get a bounce like that. But I think either way, we have. Not that we have to, but I think it makes sense that we hit this in some way. Just because that's kind of been the trend. It's kind of been the trend. It's up, sideways, dump into the trend line, pump. Right? Sideways, kind of sideways, slow beat to the trend line, pump. Up, sideways, slow bleed to the trend line, right? All in all... Who knows? It's always the funniest time. Rob said something's going to happen soon, surely. Oh, yeah, man. Like I said, volatility for Bitcoin's at its low ill. It's basically only been this low twice in the history of Bitcoin. Twice in the history of Bitcoin. I can't see it having no volatility for that much longer. Whether you're a bear or a bull, right? I can't see it going sideways for much longer, dude. Like this. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Brett said ETF approval or not could easily pump or dump market, in my opinion. Yeah, Brett. That would be a great catalyst, man. I think one of these approval dates is coming up, I believe, on the 14th, I believe. August 14th. But my opinion is I think they postpone that shit. I think they postpone that to next year. I don't think if we're going to get an ETF approval, I don't think it happens till next year. That's my opinion. I think they're just going to postpone all these shits. But the postpone might get people bullish because they'll be like, okay, they're postponing this shit. That means there's a chance. And that might get people bullish, Who knows, dude? Brian said non-crypto people need to get interested in crypto. Brian, that doesn't happen until prices move up, though. Like, nothing gets people interested in crypto unless prices move up. You know what I mean? Think about it this way. Brian, right here, This looks like people were interested in Bitcoin, right? People were not interested in Bitcoin here. This was people that are already in crypto pumping Bitcoin up to all-time highs. This is when people got into crypto. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing, right? So right here, Bitcoin's been an uptrend this year, but it's just been people that are already in crypto. This ain't new money coming in. This is people that are already in crypto, people that already own Bitcoin, just buying it up, right? Until it gets up to a certain point where then new people are interested. But new people ain't interested until you get up here, typically. And until Bitcoin gets like up here, that's typically when you start seeing new people interested in crypto. They ain't gonna be. They don't want it down here. They want to buy high. It's like the opposite of every narrative. Like when you go to a store, right? Think about it. When you go to a store, and you look for deals at a store, right? You don't want to buy something that's high. I always thought this was funny in the markets, right? And this really helped me learn over the course of time of not buying high, right? Because think about it this way, right? You go to a store. I always love this narrative, right? Let's go to a little bit store. Oh, by the way, Psycho Pearl said ketchup from Jack in the Box is the best. I don't have Jack in the Box over here, man. What the frick? I like ketchup. McDonald's has the best Coke, and not the Coke we're thinking of. They have good Diet Coke too. McDonald's has the best soda. I don't really drink soda, but when I do, I get it from McDub's. And let me tell you, it's because they store it in those stainless steel bins, you know. And Wes, shout out to Wes. He said, "Hoping or not, I'm just honest here. Today I got my buy orders ready for a total of 58,000 euro, just stacking alts." Because it's in crypto. Wes, I agree. That's what I'm doing, man. Listen, like people do whatever you need to do, right? I get why some people are bearish. I get why some people are bullish. Like I get it. Everyone has their different reasons. Everyone thinks this time's going to be different and all this stuff. That's fine, right? But do what you got to do. Anyways, back to my philosophy. You go to a store, right? You look for deals, right? If you go to Walmart, okay, let's go to Walmart, right? Let's be horse guy, right? Horse guy walks into Walmart. Wow, look at that TV. Wow, it is $250 here. $250. Let me go check Best Buy. Let me see how much that TV is. Wow, okay, at Best Buy, that TV is $150. Do I want to buy the $250 TV or the $150 TV? Well, the $250 TV must be better because it is higher price. But it is the same TV. It makes no sense. Why is one TV $250 and one is $150? I want the higher priced one. It is better. Right? You're not going to do that. You're not going to freaking do that. But in markets, retail loves to buy high. I don't know why. They do. Retail loves to buy high, man. I used to be that guy too. I used to be the guy who was not interested in anything until it moved up. I wanted to see a move up before I bought. Why? It doesn't, but when you think about it realistically, it doesn't make sense. Why do we do that psychologically? When every other part of life, we're looking for deals, right? If there's two rices, they're both the same shit, you're going to buy the cheaper rice at the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to buy the more expensive rice if it's the same thing. But when it comes to markets, we love buying things when they're green. You know what I mean? Or we hate buying things when they're like this. We love buying here, right? It's kind of weird. I guess we love buying here, right? So I guess I should say this. We like buying here. If this is like a cycle, right? Say this is the cycle. Up, down, sideways, and we came up, back up like this. We love buying here. We love to buy the dip after the market already came up. You know what I'm saying? We love to buy this dip. We hate to buy here at the low of the dip because we already bought the dip. We hate buying here when we're in a nice little range. And we love buying when it's going up. You know what I mean? Like I don't know why it is. That's how it is in the markets. I guess I used to be like that too. I don't know why our brains think that way, but they just do. But in every other part of life, we don't think that way, man. Green equals quick money in the mind. It does. It definitely does. We need confirmation bias to move on it. Thank you, Trophy. Thank you, man. We do need confirmation bias, but it's crazy, man. It is absolutely crazy. Ethereum, by the way. I know we talked a lot about Bitcoin today. Real quick on ETH. Hasn't really been doing much either. It's if we just bring up the Bollinger Bands real quick, you guys can see that, not as tight as Bitcoin, but I believe it also is the tightest that Ethereum has ever been in its history. I do believe that, by far. The weekly Bollinger Bands on Ethereum are the tightest that they've ever been in its history. So, look at how tight that shit is. You know what I mean? Like, something's got to give here. Something's got to give. I think it's interesting about this Ethereum chart is I almost feel like the Ethereum chart shows more than the Bitcoin chart in a way. Because what has Ethereum been doing since June of 2022? It's had a low. It's came up. Got rejected at that 2100 level. Or that 2000 level. Came back down. Made a higher low. Came back up to that 2000 level. Got rejected again. Came back down. Made another higher low. Came back up to the 2000 level. Got rejected again. So, you can kind of see what Ethereum's been doing since 2021 or 2022. He kind of just been making higher lows and same resistance on the top side. Ascending triangle, typically those are bullish patterns. I don't really care whether it's a bullish or bearish pattern, but I do like the higher lows. And you can see that those Bollinger Bands are like also the top of this and the bottom of this. You know what I mean? So like, we've kind of talked about this too, is like ETH is kind of running out of room in here, right? It's not perfect, but you get the point. Like ETH is kind of running out of room in here. Like by the end of September-ish, so we're talking like a month and a half, something's got to kind of give here. Whether this is either got to like finally break through or it's going to break down. Something's got to give here pretty soon. So as always, the tighter this shit gets, the more explosive the move is going to be when it moves. And it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun whatever way you look at it, man. If you're a bear or you're a bull, it's going to be a lot more fun than the market's been since about, I would even argue, January, So that's what we got, fellas. But ETH just making higher lows, same resistance on the top side. Call it what it is. It's an ascending triangle, like, you know how I feel about patterns, but, that's kind of where we're at on Ethereum too. But yeah, that's that. Let's see. Scorpion said, I think the big boys are waiting for retail to give up on it and sell. Yeah, that's what they do every time. That's what they do every cycle. We always want to say every cycle is different. I think that's the biggest thing that I think is funny in this market, is like we always want to say every cycle is different, but yeah, it always ends up being the same. But you're going to have people predicting something different every time, right? And I sort of said, like, wherever you think we are in here, like you might think we're in this part or this part. Either way, right? This was kind of like a boring sideways period. Other than COVID, like, it was super boring in here. This time period right here back in 2015 was super boring. But what do both of those tell you? The bottom was in at that point, right? So it's this long stretch of boringness, or this long stretch of boringness, and this long stretch of boringness. And this has been a long stretch of boringness right here. Like they love to bore you out, get you to capitulate. And I guarantee you guys, like my biggest thing in the markets, I think more people have sold. I think more retail has sold their crypto during, I guess that's not really true. But like, I bet more people have like transferred into other asset classes in this time period. I should say like this time period here, than even in like this time period. You know what I mean? Because like here there was like actually some action. But I bet more people transferred like out of crypto into like maybe stocks or gold or some shit than in down here. Even though the price is higher, you know? Interesting. Anyways, I'm done talking about it. Let's move on. Let's see. Altcoins. H-bar is up 9% today, which is pretty cool. Let me get rid of the Bollinger Bands, man. H-bar. Nice little range. Like this is the nice range we want to see on the altcoins, man. Where you get a high, you get a low, you get a high, you get a low. All I'm doing is I'm looking to accumulate altcoins. The closest I can get to these lows, the better, right? H-bar, nice move up today.
Strap up. We're going to
We'll
the
take
moon.
that. So if you picked up some H-bar around like 4 cents, not bad, right? You're probably feeling a little bit more confident now. COS continues up. Frickin' 542 on COS. I gotta play the pump song for COS, man. This thing just keeps rolling, man. Keeps rolling, bro. Shout out to COS. This thing just keeps freaking rolling, dude. Look at this thing. It's crazy. The chain link of 2022, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. YJT said I want it as tight as possible. He wants it tight. He wants it tight, YJT. I know how tight you want that shit. You don't want that shit loose as a goose. You want that shit tight. You know what I'm saying? You don't want no Karen. You don't want no this. You want some of this, honey? Just know that I've been used and abused. I'm loose as a goose, but I can still have a good time. You don't want none of that shit. You want it tight as hell. No, COS continues up. You had some good gators today. Cody's up a little bit. Algo, slight little bounce off the lows. Algo is like that one that we don't talk about Algo all the time, but like it's at its all-time low from COVID crash. Just chilling there. I'm not gonna touch Algo. Just because I've bought an Algo so many times and just been let down so many times. I just can't do it. But like Algo, it's the risk reward on this one is interesting here. It's actually like what I think is kind of interesting here. Like this thing is kind of a sloppy wedge. It's a little bit of a sloppy wedge here, man. Besides that one wick at the top, it's actually kind of neat. But yeah, you're at that COVID low. You hit that COVID low, and you also got like kind of like a falling wedge here on Camirand. It's interesting. It's an interesting setup. It's a very interesting setup, considering that you have never been lower than this on Camirand, and you got what typically is a bullish pattern here. Interesting setup there on Camirand, I would say. Once again, it looks like shit, but it always looks like shit when you're down there. Nothing else is really doing too much today. Hex. Oh, man. Hex guys. You know how many times I was trolled by the Hex guys? Hex guys. How many times I talked about Hex and I was called an idiot. Guys, do not buy coins with the founders that wear frickin' designer clothes, man. Don't do it. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it, man. If a founder of your coin is wearing frickin' designer clothes instead of working on the... Don't do it, man. Yeah, Hex. Dunzo. I think... I don't know. I haven't seen any Hex guys in quite a bit. They used to be all over me. I haven't seen them in a little bit. SHIB pulled back today. SHIB obviously moved up a little bit over the weekend. SHIB, I think SHIB was up like what, 20% yesterday. Got about a 6% pullback today. I mean, what goes up must come down, I guess. So SHIB a little bit of a pullback, but good little candle there on SHIB. SHIB's one of them we've been talking about is in the Wyckoff accumulation, and you did get a nice candle off that, right? So we talked about SHIB when it got back above here. If you bought it in, you got about a 33% move on that. So nice job if you caught the little shibby pump.
Strap up.
But it is
We're
pulled
going
back
to
today.
the moon.
It did pull back a little bit today. Other than that, it's a pretty boring market, man. It's a boring market. You guys know the ones I'm looking to get into. The best thing you can do during this boring time, guys, do your research. Look, if you're a chart guy, look for the best charts you can find. If you like Wyckoff analysis, look for the coins that are in Wyckoff, okay? If you're a fundamentals guy, do research, find the best coins that you like the fundamentals of. If you're a pump-a-metals guy, look for the communities that are awesome, right? But this is the time you want to really be digging deep and looking for the cryptos that you really, really think are going to be the winners when greed comes back into the market, as greed always comes back into the market. But this is the time you really want to be doing that research, man. Don't be FOMOing into shit that pumps. I know that's the easier thing to do. Oh, this coin's already up. I'm going to FOMO. Look for the ones that look good on the chart, that are at lows, that you like the fundamentals of, that also have a good team. Boom, there you go. You probably got a good winner, man. You know what I mean? The worst thing you can do at this time is FOMO into the pumps. Don't FOMO into the pumps. Like if you FOMO into shit, we talked about SHIB all last week. If you didn't buy SHIB last week before the pump and you bought it yesterday,
Stupid.
come on, man. Don't buy the pumps, man. Come on, bro. Do it when it's low. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, so this is the time you want to be doing that stuff, man. Not when the market's already running, dude. You know? Let's see. It's all about the alt charts. Fundamentals don't mean anything. Yeah, I agree. Emrit, you know me. I'm more of a charts guy, man. I think fundamentals can matter if you're like digging deep. Like if you're looking at altcoins that are like under 200 on CoinMarketCap, the fundamentals can matter a little bit because you have to have a little bit of you have to have some type of thing to get like the traction started, right? But as far as the high caps, I mean, a lot of them it's pump-a-metals, man. But like if you're looking dig deep into some projects, it's going to do a little fundamentals. Brett said, Jordan, you going to do some make price prediction videos? Price prediction videos. Price prediction videos. I guess I'm not a big fan of price predictions. You know, I think that's one of the mistakes I made in the last bull market. Is we make a price prediction, and then we're so caught up on that price. And I don't want you guys to make that mistake again, guys. The worst thing you can do is watch price prediction videos. Don't watch price prediction videos. You know what I mean? If you see a video that pops up with a guy who's like this, and in the corner of the video, in the thumbnail, it says blank coin, and then it basically says some type of price, right? Or 50x, 20x, 100x. Don't watch that video. It's going to be a completely pointless video for you to watch. Don't watch that damn video. You know what I mean? I'm telling you right now. Don't watch that damn video. If you watch a video that says, say if you're like optimism, right? I'm big on OP. But if you find an optimism video and it says OP $100 2025, don't watch that video, man. I'm telling you right now, don't watch that video. It's not going to help you, man. It's not going to help you. And I've been there too. I've done that. But what I've learned is, right, I guess I should use optimism as an example now. It's like OP. You guys know I'm big on OP for the next bull market, right? OP. I think it's dumb to do price predictions, man. What I plan on doing is, as it moves up, right, whatever it is, like it might not be, like I said, altcoins could still just go sideways for the rest of 2023, that's fine. But whenever it moves up, right, I want to be selling on the way up, right? I don't want to be waiting. So like say if I do this, let's do the high to the low. I guess the best way you can do the price predictions is bring out your fibs. So let's bring out like the 1618. Let's bring up like the 2618, the 3618, and the 4236. Right? Very common places to top out at. So if we look at this, let's just get rid of these real quick. Let's get rid of this, this, and this. Right? These are very common places. Like when the bull run's happening, you can get some resistance on these levels. Like, I'm not gonna be waiting for the 4236. You know, like I'm probably gonna be TPing. You know, if it hits $3, I'm probably gonna take some profits. If it hits the 1618, I'll probably front run that a little bit. If it comes up here, I'll probably take profits at 686, right? $9, you know, 10 or whatever, $10, right? Like front running these fib levels. And then if it goes higher, obviously keep a little moon bag in case it goes up, right? But I guess I think price prediction videos are stupid. Like I think the best thing we could probably do is just take profits as the prices move up and don't wait for a certain level, because what happens is a lot of people watch a price prediction video right? You watch a price prediction video, then you wait for that price. So like you might say someone that's calling for, let's say $100 on OP, which I actually don't think is actually terribly unrealistic, but that's besides the point. But what will happen is you'll wait for that $100. You know what I mean? You'll wait for that $100. Say if OP does this, right? I'm just an example. It does this. It kind of works its way up. Maybe it's a big push, comes down. It tops out like right here at like $80. But you were waiting for 100, you know? And then it tops out, and you're buying the dip. And then you just basically didn't take any profits on the way up because you were waiting for that $100. You know what I mean? And when it hit the top, it just freaking dubs, you know? And it does something like this. Oh, it's going to bounce. And it just goes lower, right? Something like this. Oh, come on, man. What the frick? Get rid of these lines. Typically, that's what happens. And I've done that too, where I'm like, I'm so focused on a level, and it gets up to it. You know what I mean? But like, this is where we should be selling out, right? Let's sell here. 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 You know, and be selling on the way up rather than selling on the way down. You know what I mean? All right, let's get rid of all this shit. Let's get rid of all this shit. There we go. Let's get rid of all this. There we go. Brett said, I agree. I personally made a custom spreadsheet for every crypto I'm in. Also drew a fib from the high to the low, so going to DCA as it also hits my numbers in my spreadsheet. Brett, you're a genius. That's what I have too. Holy shit. We got crazy action going on outside right now, man. Yeah, that's what I did too, man. I made a nice spreadsheet. I basically have a spreadsheet of all the cryptos I have, and basically where I want to be taking profits, what's my goal of each of those coins, and where I'd be happy with profits-wise, you know? But not like terribly moon boy predictions where like I'm waiting for 50x to sell. I'm not doing that, you know? They're coming for me, Miles. You already know they're coming for me, man. Are you in the riot in New York? No, dude. I saw some of those videos. I don't want to talk about those videos, man. I get mad at those type of videos, but I'm not going to talk about it because you can't talk about that stuff nowadays. What I'll say is, guys, if you are ever rioting and you destroy someone's personal property, you're just a scumbag. You're a scum of the earth. That's all I'll say. If you're rioting or doing whatever and you just destroy someone's car that has nothing to do with anything you're rioting about, you're a scumbag. And I want to fight you. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'll say about that shit. Anyways. That guy's going to jail. He's going to jail, Dan. You know what I'm saying? He is going to jail. DCA in 2023 and 2024. DC out in 2025. I like it, Gen X. Yeah, man, as long as you got a plan. As long as you got a nice little plan and what you want to do, then you can kind of do whatever you want to do. YJT said, I predict AVAX to 600. AVAX to 600, man. Let me see AVAX. AVAX to 600, man. Let's just take a look at some fibs. Let's do that today, you know. Sentiment's kind of shit. We're in our accumulation range in here. Let's draw a nice little fib, you know. Let's draw the high to the low. Let's see what our fibs tell us here. All right, well, look at that. YJT. The 4236 fib is 600 for AVAX. Which would be about, and I know this number is going to sound crazy, it's about a 4,700 move. It's about a 47x from the current price. Might be a little high. You know what I mean? I think as the market caps get bigger for cryptos, it's going to be harder for them to get to the 4236. It just gets harder and harder and harder for them to do it, you know? I'm curious what this one did. So from that February to the low, we went up to the 236. So from this high to this low, we went to the 236. The 236 from this high to this low is 375, which would be about, let's just take it from we currently are 28. I think that's a little bit more realistic, you know. I think that's slightly more realistic. Like if we're gonna do the same type of run that crypto typically does, you know, 375. But once again, I think price predictions are sort of pointless. You never know, you know. You never know. You never know. The fib that turns me on is Filecoin's fib. Yeah. The thing about the fibs, though, like if something dumps so hard, their fib's going to be way higher, you know? What was it, Filecoin you said? Let's look at Filecoin real quick. Oh, Philly Driver said, you think we're done with the capitulations? No, Philly, I don't think we're done with the capitulations. I think you're going to get scares all the time. Like I said, I think this week, I think there could be, based on what we've done so far, right? We talked about this a little early, Philly. Appreciate the super chat, though, man. We had a scare here. This was when DCG contagion was supposed to happen after the FTX crash. We had stablecoin depeg banking crisis. We had Binance and Coinbase being sued by the SEC. All marked lows. What's interesting here is we're approaching that trend line again, but we don't have any bad news. As I said, this week I feel like would be a perfect week for some like random bad news to happen or some random good news to happen, where that bad news either marks like a big capitulation low right in this zone, or some good news that, you know, maybe we just go sideways at the end of the week, something good happens and we bounce. But, you know, we are approaching this level, which we've gotten 3 bounces. But I don't think capitulations are done at all, man. I don't think they're done at all. I think we're gonna see big drops. It's just they might be from higher levels, you know? Because historically, if we get a move up like this, right, eventually, we would get a move back down. You know what I mean? And this move would scare a lot of people if we saw something like this, right? Like if we saw in here, like a 40% drop in there, that would scare everyone out of the market, man. 40% drop, man. That might be like when the Fed pivots, they break something or some shit. You know what I mean? The Fed pivots, they break something, and then we're doomed. I don't know, man. It's all speculation, but all we can do is look at the past. All right, let me see Filecoin. AC said, why so bullish on OP? Why am I so bullish on OP? Huge on the ETH layer 2. So I'm actually bullish on Arbitrum as well. I like OP a little bit better because of the Coinbase affiliation. I think that adds a little bit of credibility to them. But I also like Arbitrum, man. I'm big on the ETH layer 2s because I'm big on Ethereum, man. I think ETH is the best L1 and the L2s just make it better. So that's why I like OP. And also I like Arbitrum. And any other, the new L2s that come out in ETH, which I'm sure there's going to be new ones by the time the true bull runs here. I'm sure there's going to be more L2s that come out. And I'll probably like those too. But, yeah. I'm a big ETH guy, man. So I'm big on Uniswap. You know? I just like the ETH stuff. Just because ETH is tried and true. And it knows what it is. Filecoins Fips. Yeah, we're not going to $1,000. Actually, $1,000 on Filecoin. That's basically here to this. $1,000. I see why you want to get that, man. He wants the 225x on Filecoin. Oh, Lord. Well, you know, that's tough. Filecoin actually, Filecoin might be one of those that might even have a hard time getting back to its all-time high. I mean, just to get back to all-time highs, Filecoin has to do a 54x. Just to get back to all-time high. And then it did a 225x to get to the 4236. That's crazy, man. Filecoin might be one of those that doesn't pass all-time highs. Like, it has to do a 56x. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy business. But if it does, oh man, you're gonna be sitting nice, man. You're gonna be sitting real nice. Lord. Like, I just wanted to get back to the all-time high of 2021. Yeah, if it does that, you're sitting good, man. If it does that, you are sitting pretty. Basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even need it to go any higher than that. Anything above that is cake. You know? Shit. I didn't know Filecoin was down that much. Damn. God damn. Anyways. That chart looks horrible. This one, yeah. This one's interesting. I know some people like Filecoin, and I have to look more into Filecoin. Just gonna draw its range so I have it here. I'll have to look more into Filecoin though. Let's just draw the range. There we go. We got a nice little range here. We got a nice little range to work with. Oh, it's a weekly close, fellas. I forgot about the weekly close. Shit. It's so anticlimactic
Daily
now.
close!
Dude. Oh, Miles, we already looked at COS earlier, bro. We looked at COS. We actually played the pump song for COS. That's the only one we played for the pump song all day today, man. You missed it, dude. But yeah, it's a weekly close. It's just anticlimactic. The first... we didn't quite hit it. We barely missed it. But yeah, we closed the weekly 29,020. So here we are, man. Another week that we're inching closer to that bull market support band. And another week where I think it would make sense to come and test it. I think it makes sense to come and test it. It did move up a little bit. All right, so now the top of this is at 28,632, and the bottom is now at 28K, right? So now the bottom of the bull market support band is at 28K. So 28K is kind of like that level that we've kind of had our eye on for quite a bit. We just haven't got there. We kind of just been slow bleeding down. But, you know, if we want to be kind of weird too, right? I mean, you guys remember this falling wedge? You guys remember this falling wedge? This one here. How was it actually? That was like this. You guys remember this falling wedge? If we want to be a little bit weird, which, you know, sometimes I like being a little bit weird. We only have 2 touch points on the top, but you know what? Let's be a little bit weird today. Why not? Let's be a little bit weird, shall we? I like being a little bit weird, fellas. Let's keep that on there. Let's see how this works. We got a little bit of like a diamond reversal pattern on the 4 hour here. A little bit of a diamond pattern. and a little bit of a possible falling wedge, 2 touches on the top side. I like 3, so it's a little bit of a stretch. And we're approaching that trend line and the bull market support, man. It's so much shit here, man. So much shit right here, dude. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. And if we do get some bad news this week that, like, dumps us a little bit, marks the low. I would love that. Wes said, I'm big on Filecoin since $3. Golden chance. I love a Wes. Wes, you have so much conviction in your buys, bro. Like, that's why I love Wes. Wes is so convicted in his buys. He ain't going nowhere. That's why I love Wes, man. Maria said, hey, man, can you pick up the elephant chart? Elephant chart?
Bruh.
The elephant chart? What are we doing here, man? What do you think this is? I mean, I guess I can. I can, Marius. I don't even know if they have it on TradingView, man. If they don't have it on TradingView, well, you're sure out of luck. Elephant. They don't have it on TradingView, man. I can't look at it. If they did, I would. But there ain't no elephant in there. The elephant in the room is that there's no elephant chart. You know? So, unfortunately, we got we got nothing to say. We got nothing to say. You know what I mean? Oh man. Yeah, Brian, I hate the diamond pattern too. But I'm gonna bring it out. I'm gonna bring out the diamond pattern for now. I'm not that confident in the diamond pattern, to be honest. But it's there, so I'm gonna mark it off. It's there. I'm gonna mark it off. I'm not confident. I don't like these patterns either. You know me, Brian. I'm not a big. The only pattern I like is the wedge. You know me. Like, I love the freaking wedge. But we're gonna mark off the diamond pattern, see if it plays out. If it doesn't, okay, whatever. As I said, I wouldn't be surprised if this actually broke to the downside. I think to me, like, it makes sense if this went down to the downside. You know, I still think, like, we kind of really haven't tested the bull market support band. I think it still would make sense to go in there, at the very least. But we're going to mark it off and see kind of what happens there, man. Bro, I'm even big on Giordano Inu. There will never be a Giordano Inu, man. And if there ever is, I didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't make that shit. Used to love the diamond pattern roughly 2 years ago. Miles, I've changed a lot from 2 years ago, man. Like, I've been molded, okay? I have been molded from 2 years ago. So if I liked the diamond pattern 2 years ago, then, you know, I've been molded and changed my philosophy on many different things, you know? But, yeah, man. We'll see. All right, guys. We've kind of talked about most stuff today. Let's take the stock market futures are still up, which is the best thing we can hope for today. NASDAQ's up 0.3%. ES is up 0.2%. Dollar's flat. We got Bitcoin that was pretty much flat today. I mean, look at these daily candles, man. Holy guacamole. What's the daily Bollinger Bands look like? They're going to be tight. Look at these daily candles, man. So small daily candles. Brutal price action. Let's see what Whale Talk said he knew it. All right, let's see what the new week brings for us, guys. I think it's interesting that we're approaching this trend line. Let's see if it plays out again where this marks some type of low, whether it's sideways or a dump into it. Let's see what we get. At the end of the day, do your research, look into this shit, make a plan, have a plan, and let's get this. All right, I'm out. See you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. Be there or be square. Peace. Later. Oh, and don't forget, don't pay crypto to BlackRock. Okay? Don't do anything I would do. Don't pay crypto. Most of it, don't pay crypto to BlackRock. Or your son will be very upset at you. Okay? Don't do it. Don't do it, man. Daddy, why'd you panic sell your Bitcoin, Daddy? See ya.